Ladies and gentlemen, there were around 129,000 emails on Hunter's laptop. Think about that for a second, and then think about $120 million. This is a Daily Mail article, so according to the Washington Post, here's how the Post analyzed Hunter Biden's laptop. This is a Washington Post article on March 30th, 2022. The majority of the data and most of the nearly 129,000 emails it contained, and then it goes on to talk about security experts and how some of the emails were verified, some couldn't be verified. It's like, well, no, he didn't. All Hunter or Joe or James, the president's brother, could have done is say, that is not our laptop. Those emails are not our emails. You also have corroboration from his business associates, Tony Bublinsky, for example. They're his emails. You could simply say the emails like, there was an MSNBC pundit who said that Russia infiltrated her emails to make her state or write bigoted statements. That's what the left does. They're wonderful, morally superior, wonderful, beautiful liberal Democrats. They say, well, it was another country. Another country forced me to say something I didn't want to say, or do something I didn't want to do, or commit an illegal act. It was another country. But here, the Daily Mail exclusive. Hunter tried to broker a $120 million oil deal between Chinese energy firm now under U.S. sanction. Okay? And former Kazakhstan prime minister who's been accused of... Okay, so you have an energy firm now under U.S. sanction that he tried to broker a $120 million deal with, okay? So just remember these, $120 million, 129,000 emails. You also have like a $54 million issue with University of Pennsylvania, some of it anonymous. There's the president has a building there or a center there that where the university got millions upon millions. They have no clue where it came from, and so or it's anonymous. And that's linked to the same country as this energy firm now under U.S. sanctions. So you could say, why are Democrats so reluctant to talk about the origins of you-know-what? Gee, maybe, just maybe, it had possibly something to do with the tens of millions of dollars in business that they engage in within that company or with energy firms of that company now under U.S. sanction. But anyway, hit subscribe to this channel right now. If you get anything from this segment, you can get the fact that there were 129,000 emails, okay? If you had one email that was unverified, they published the Steele dossier. Which was completely unverified and a bunch of nonsense. And they obsessed over it, and they found that literally nothing within the Steele dossier was accurate. It was purchased by Trump's direct political rivals, Clinton and the Democratic Party, through intermediaries that are now being investigated or indicted by John Durham. And the response was, well, we have to look into any allegations, and you have to form a special counsel, and it's raw intelligence, and the Steele dossier is corroborated in part by the Kremlin wanting Trump. But how do you know that they wanted Trump? Oh, because U.S. intelligence has a high to moderate confidence assessment. So you don't know. You just have a confidence assessment. If John Ratcliffe, Trump's director of national intelligence, said he was highly to moderately confident, the Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, every morally superior, wonderful liberal Democrat would say, that is not enough. You need absolute certainty if you're going to accuse us of anything. But with Trump, we could say high to moderate confidence, another country wanted him. There you go. And that high to moderate confidence was confirmed by Richard Burr, who, by the way, Senate Republican, chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, had a insider trading scandal that miraculously just went away. How did that work out? That's bizarre. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, people. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. That's below in the pinned comment. Unfortunately, we're going to have a devastating stock market crash. I predicted all of this, and I wrote about all of this food shortages, recession, skyrocketing inflation. I talked about all of this in my Federalist article below in the pinned comment. You can read the article below in the pinned comment, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? We are heading towards a financial and economic collapse. We have a geopolitical catastrophe taking place in Europe. It's all while the wonderful adults are in charge. What takes place, ladies and gentlemen, is the following. Only Democrats can run a conference on disinformation while pumping endless lies and deceitful statements and absurd hoaxes into the airwaves, and you have morally superior, wonderful, amazing liberal Democrats. They're highly educated, and they believe in only truth. Yes, because another country wanted Trump. Because our intelligence agencies said they're highly to moderately confident. Because a Steele dossier and an Alpha Bank story was literally purchased by Trump's direct political rivals. Because Trump cleared Lafayette Square. Oh, he didn't. That was another hoax. Because Trump said both sides. No, he didn't. Read the transcript. He literally condemns the horrible monsters. So you can look. Oh, there's a 7-hour gap. There's a 7-hour gap in communication. Don't you understand that Trump, like Richard Nixon, with 18 and a half minutes of dialogue, and who knows what he was talking about? Oops, that was landlines and cell phones. That was the other day. Almost every story that you hear about Trump is either a lie by omission or a story detrimental to Democrats where they've spun it somehow into Trump. So you have, a lot of people say that Trump was pressuring Zelensky. The president himself of Ukraine stated that never happened. They still impeached Trump. He literally denied that he was being pressured on a phone call, and Democrats didn't believe him. The same Democrats who, I'm a fan, and I want him, that country to do, to survive and defeat the people who invaded them. I'm not going to get into it right now with this social media algorithm and what I'm talking about right now in this segment, but I think that you have a president who's now being championed as a hero, and I believe he's heroic in Zelensky. And the same people who champion him as a hero don't remember that he stated, Trump never pressured me. So you have this duplicity, this disingenuous paradigm of thought that says anything that is politically expedient for us, we're going to latch on to. Anything that is harmful or damaging to our narrative, we're going to suppress and silence. We couldn't talk about the Hunter Biden email saga. Why? Because it harmed the chances of Democrats. That's why. It's so obvious. And so there is literally no equivalent. Republicans do not have any control of social media algorithms. It is Democratic senators that write letters and saying, you know what, this is information that can harm people. And it's about any topic, whether it's Hunter Biden or any topic at all. If it's information that is not condoned by the mainstream, that is given the blessing, its blessings by, given the blessing of the Democratic Party and media, which, by the way, wonderful, morally superior, amazing liberal Democrats believe is reality. They don't see MSNBC and CNN as left-leaning ideologues. They see the Washington Post, the New York Times, and MSNBC and CNN as reality, mainstream, middle of the road. Fox News is the, oh my God, how could you believe it? But Fox News has been more accurate, a lot more accurate in the past 5, 6, 7 years, about 5, 6 years, than MSNBC, CNN. The epicenter of corruption was the Bush administration 20 years ago. Now all those people became Democrats or Democratic loyalists. Now the epicenter of corruption is the Democratic Party. But you have them trying their best, desperately trying to suppress any suspicion. Emotion is what this is all about. Nobody wants to look at the $120 million oil deal between a firm now under U.S. sanction and the 120,000 emails on Hunter Biden's laptop. The only people who do are conservatives. Does it help Trump Republicans? Yeah. You know what's interesting? And this might come as a shock to the wonderful, morally superior, amazing, highly educated liberal Democrats. It might come as a shock to them that their corruption actually benefits. Their actual corruption that is like actually there, illegal activity actually there. Yeah, knowing about that benefits Trump Republicans. Gee, who would have thought? Just like Bernie Sanders being cheated. Well, it benefits nobody, but at least it highlights the corruption within the Democratic Party. But knowing about that highlighted exactly what's wrong with the Democrats. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Of course, it was a plot by another country to inform us. 129,000 emails, and this is just one deal, $120 million oil deal. Okay, with a firm now under U.S. sanction. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.